For my sleeve, I have went and squared a line. Now this would be the fold, since my sleeve will be cut on fold. Now to get the measurement for your sleeve, before you had gone and separated your pattern, it would have been best to take this measurement already. You measure from here all the way around here, the pattern paper not including the seam allowance, and then from here to here. So mine is around 5.5 plus 4.5, but I have now simply going to, sleeve. It's like a S, draw an S curve, and ensure that that curve measures 9.5 or 10 inch. So there's no exact science to how I make my sleeves, but I prefer to draw a line about 5 inches down, and that's where the end of the curvy S part will stop. So all I have to do is just connect the curve. So that is my line. I made a mistake, so I put some tape to cover it. So as I said before, now this is where I wanted to stop. This is about a 3/4 inch sleeve. So I measure that portion of my body, which is just below my elbow, a loose kind of measurement that will be comfortable in my hand. So I marked it here, and then after I'm going to add, of course, my 5/8 of an inch for seam allowance. So all you have to do now is just connect this line to the line right here, one straight line. It's one straight line, but I tend to want my sleeve a little bit more fitted to my hand, not uncomfortably tight, but a little more fitted. So I tend to step in a bit and then come all the way straight down to get it closer. You can do that as well if you want it to be fitted, but this is the base lay. So that's how I finished product. I went ahead and marked the seam allowance, and also went ahead and shaped it in so it's a little bit more fitted on my hand. So that's pretty much it. You place this portion on the fold and you cut 2 sleeves out. Let's do the collar. Now for the collar, you have to record 2 measurements. This is the back neck, so you're going to measure from the center back all the way up to the shoulder, and then again you're going to minus whatever amount you left for seam allowance. You're going to write down that measurement, and then you're going to take the front part of the pattern. Remember, this is your lapel right here, and you normally have your sleeve stop about this point, there about around depends on how long you want this portion to be, so around 2.5 inches from the front. So then you're going to measure from here all the way up to here and write down that measurement, and minus of course whatever amount you left out for the shoulder allowance here. And those are the 2 measurements you need to draft your collar. Let me just show you what I was referring to right here. So it depends on how much you want to be left out right here. If you want an inch, 2.5 inch, but I find I like it better when the amount left here is almost equal to the length of the collar. Looks better in my opinion. First up, your collar is cut on fold. So you fold. Collar is cut on fold, so we have fold, but we're going to fold it in the opposite direction again. So it's going to be folded like this. Let me just get that straight. We're not normally your collar is around 4 inches thereabout. So you mark 4 inches here, you mark another 4 inches here, you draw a straight line. Okay, time to put in your measurements. So this is the center back. From the center back to where you measure to the shoulder, minus the shoulder allowance, you put a mark there. And then from the shoulder all the way to the front, you put a mark. Now, normally tend to give it a little bit of curve, so it sits nicely when it's folded. So I'll come up about, say, a ½ inch, and I measure that line and put in a nice little curve in. So I use my ruler to draw a curve, and this is where from the shoulder to the front where the collar will stop, that's the distance. And then I simply just go out by probably ½ inch to get the end of the collar. So it's not a straight line up from here. It goes out about 3/4 to ½ inch or wider depending on how you want it. So all we have to do now is cut along this line. When I unfold it, that's what it looks like. This is the part, the center back. So this part is on a double fold again. So this is what your collar would looks like. So you'll sew this section to the neckline, and this will be the section that breaks over when you have on your jacket. I'll also cut a section of interfacing that matches just half of the collar. Now I want to add, because